Okay, so the frequency, so talked about the definition. Now here is an example of what a frequency polygon is. Okay, so notice it's dots. So now we're going to use dots instead of actual lines. So we're going to just kind of like a XY plane. So dot, 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 and we're just connecting from straight lines. Now the last thing is we're going to go back to down. So it's going to look like a mountain. So let's suppose this one and that one were our last points. So we just literally go straight down. And you'll see what I mean by that when we do this example. Okay, that's pretty much it. When it comes to frequency polygon, we use points, and it's these when there are the midpoints themselves. Okay, so let's try one out so we can see what's going on. So again, let's go back to our friend of the number of units. So now we want to create a frequency polygon based off this, right? So now we want to find the midpoints of those classes, right? So going back a little bit, we need to find the midpoints of it. So I'll just quickly do that. So we had 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. All right. So let's find the midpoints. So adding these two and divided by 2 should give you 4.5. Adding divided by 2 should give you 6.5. And you just go down the list, right? Add and divide by 2. And we should get those as our midpoints. Okay. All right. So now we just do our scales. So now there's a midpoint. So this is 4.5, 6.5, 8.5, 10.5, and then finally 12.5. And the same thing, since it goes up to 9, let's go by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So 4.5, a midpoint had 4, so I'm going to go up and make a dot at 4. Keep going. 6.5 had 6. 8.5 had 4. 10.5 had 2. And then this one had the highest of 9. And then what I do is connect them with straight lines as best you can. Like that. Okay, so this is what I mean by you're going to connect them back to the line. So you're literally just going to put over here and just go straight down. It doesn't matter where you go as long as you go straight down back to the horizontal scale. So it literally look like a mountain or a polygon, right? All connected. And that's it. That's how we make a frequency polygon. So why don't you guys try question B out? Okay, so I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 pause. Go for it. All right, so hopefully you guys did it. All right, so I'll just quickly just redraw here. Okay, those are 4. So now we draw a picture. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. So 17.5 had 8. 19.5 had 18. 21.5 had 4. This is 2, and then this one was 3. So kind of like this. And then just put them back down. And there we go. Okay. All right, so main concept, right, for histograms. Histograms, you use lower class limits, right? Frequency polygons, you use midpoints, right, when it comes to it. Okay. Right, the last part of this section is classification. So the cool thing about this kind of stuff is we kind of classify what's happening here. So what I mean by classifying is given a frequency, polygon, or a histogram, we can kind of classify them by different formats that we have, okay, things like that. So what I mean by that is, well, using some very special graphs that we have, we can classify them, and then later on in the course, you'll see we have some characteristics based off that. So we can predict in the future what would happen based on our models. And the three major ones we're going to talk about in this class are these ones here. Okay, so we have something called a skewed right graph, a skewed left, and a normal distribution or bell shape. We'll talk about that. Okay, so the first one is called a skewed right graph. The reason why it's called a skewed right graph is because the tail end goes to the right. That's it. Okay. Skewed left graph goes the opposite, meaning the tail end goes to the left, not the hump, but the tail end. Okay. And then finally, the normal distribution is a nice bell-shaped curve. So this is also called the bell-shaped curve for slang. Believe it or not, this is actually one of the most popular ways to do curving in a class as well. You usually want like a C in the middle, and then you go B, and then A, and then D and F here. And we'll talk about that also in chapter 3 itself. But, it's one little fact when it comes to it. So some of your homework questions will ask, okay, now that you created a histogram, classify them as one of these three, or, roughly what do they look like? Now, it's not going to be, a complete screw right or screw left, but it's going to be roughly what does it look like. So it's going to be, one of these three or none of them. So when it comes to it, then, it's pretty easy to classify what you would actually see when it comes to it. Okay.